Morning, welcome back. Did you enjoy that paper making with our Amanda? Those bowls are amazing, aren't they? I love it. It's fabulous. Right, welcome back. So 10 o'clock? Yeah, 10 o'clock. It's like I've been here all week. Live shopping, we've got some lovely product on this show for you, but we haven't got big quantities. So if you want it, you need to be quick. I'm being really serious now. You need to be quick because we do not have big stocks of any of this. We have a download, brand new Micro Studio download for you, and we've got these fantastic clear stickers. Aren't these just lovely? Aren't they beautiful? Perfect if you're making it to sell or you're making for a charity. These are going to be absolutely amazing. Right, so first of all, let me introduce you to the team. We've got Becky on our cameras today. There she is. Got Lewis producing.
Morning.
There you go. Who's doing comments, Lewis?
It is Jane.
Jane's doing comments. And you're stuck with me, I'm afraid, for another hour. But we'll have a lot of fun and we'll do a demo and stuff like that. First of all, where can you watch us? Well, you can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and on our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. If you're going to shop with us on either of our social platforms, I'm going to show you product and that product will have a code. And all you're going to do is type shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video. So you don't need to miss a second of what we're doing. Then you're going to get a message from us that says thank you for your order, and within that message there will be a link. When you're ready to turn all those goodies into Happy Post and check out, you're going to click that link, log into your account. That's really important because then you get your extra club discounts, loyalty points, and on a basket spend over £35, free postage, which is great. So make sure that you're logging in before you do that, and then check your goodies out. And the sooner you get your orders in, the sooner we can ship it, which is super cool. If you're going to shop with us on our website, you can use the shop code, but you won't get a message. So the easiest thing I found to do is just add to basket the items that you want to add. Simple as. Then you're going to go into a little red shopping bag that will appear at the top of your screen. And when you're ready to make those into Happy Post, you're going to click on that red shopping basket and that will take you throughout that checkout. But please, please, please make sure you're logging in. I've had a couple of people recently ring and just say I didn't get my points. That's because you weren't logged into your account. Right, let's start with the download first of all, because this is lovely. Everything Ephemera, the backing papers on this, I say this every time, but these are absolutely glorious. Look how wonderful these top three are here with that fabulous rose. And then you've got the script on that one and more of a texture on that one. And this is all about textures. It's about textures, it's about elements, it's about ephemera. It's all about you building your story, which is super cool. And we'll look at a little bit of a scrapbook page as well today, I think, because that'll be really cool. So you're getting all of those papers. Then you're also going to get those as well. So really, really, really pretty. I love the fact that we've got some with a lot of detail on, some with not a lot of detail on, some with just the background so you can build your own. We've then also got your little sticker sheets as well. So if you want to cut these out of your washi sheets or your sticker sheets, these will be great as well. So literally you can just bring these into Micro Studio, print it off. You might want to use a whole sheet because it does look a bit like, do you remember the Edwardian Country Diary? It's a bit like that, a bit like a horticultural book. So you've got 10 of those, and then we come into all the individual elements, and these are fabulous. Now then, think about these on your Sospeso Trasparente, because you can print these out onto rice paper, pop them onto that plastic, and then start to form them, which is really cool. So you've got all of these different flowers and foliage going on in here. I love that. I think that's a beautiful image just by itself. You've then got lots of ephemera. So ephemera is all the bits that you collect, the theatre tickets, the birth certificates, the marriage licenses, the christening photographs, all that kind of stuff that you keep. And what I love about this artwork is it looks like it's old. That's the kind of the theme and the mood. If you put clean, crisp white with this, it wouldn't work the same, but it's a great opportunity to do that. Then you've got lots of images that you can work with as well. So you've got like a fountain quill in there, you've got little push pins, you've got an ink bottle in there as well, cameras, all sorts of different things going on, telephones, scissors, all sorts of different ephemera. This is what it is. It's an eclectic mix of all sorts of different things. You've got your typewriter in there, your keys in there, got your little birds in there. Love these typewriters. Just reminds me of my mum. I can hear the ping now. Postage stamp outlines. And then we come on to these lovely, lovely butterflies, which are just fantastic. Again, these printed on those clear sheets. will be fabulous. More ephemera going on. You've got your film strip in there as well. Little notebook, if you wanted to have it as a little notebook, an envelope in there, just torn, aged, acid-eaten papers in here, which are just fabulous. So if you are a scrapbooker, this is great, but also card makers. I'm going to show you how you just make it into a card, because an 8x8 card is just an 8x8 scrapbook page without the pictures. That's all it is. Right, let's crack on with these now. Let's go down these stickers, because these are fabulous. So it's interesting when you look at something like this and then you're like, yeah, not getting a lot though. But you see the boards, there's loads of them. All this lot, they're super fine. So these are your stickers that have just that clear background. So you don't see that white edge of a sticker. It looks like it just blends into the background. So on this one, you've got Hide the Roses Behind Me. You've got Live a Good Life. What does that say? Meet slowly. Meet slowly. Live a good life. Meet slowly. Okay, so you've got all different ones on here. You've got a symbol of love and hope is the... Oh, hang on, I'll turn it around, can't read that. It's the most beautiful language to tell love to lovers. There you go. So you've got all your beautiful, really pretty cherry blossoms in here as well, and your magnolias on there. You've got tiny elements, and this is what we want when we're making cards, or we're scrapbooking, or we're doing any kind of paper craft. We want all the bits. We want all the pieces that go together. Look at this little lot that you're getting here. Isn't this fabulous? I love that. I think these are just glorious. And then these as well, 10% of purple. So if I lay them all out here, you can see exactly what you're getting for your $8.99. Isn't that just fabulous value for money? All of those, even if you use them as a back of an envelope seal, that's all you need to use them for if that's what you want to do. But I'm going to show you how you can build a project with them. These are going to fit in with your Sospeso Trasparente flowers. So you know when you look at a bouquet, if the back's full of all different colour, the flowers at the front will then just pop. So it just worked really nicely, because I can imagine having some of these in the background and then the three-dimensional ones on top. If you've got wreaths, you know, if you've bought a wreath die, put all these inside them. They're fabulous. They're a really cool idea, but we haven't got a lot of each one, so you're going to have to be quick. So that one is Shop Purple, $8.99. Okay. Next one is Shop Blue, which is this one. This is lovely as well. So you've got some really pretty sentiments in here. Travelling mountains and rivers, the world is worth it. There you go. Everything in the word is not better than you. So you've got all of these fabulous little elements in here as well. So all of these with the little hydrangea heads. Can't read, that's very pale. The fifth letter may be time to just your eyes smiling. Okay, so we've got all of these fabulous florals in here. And then you've got these on the stems, and you've also got those. How realistic do these look? These aren't like doodle flowers. These are proper flowers, realistic flowers. I think these are fabulous. And I think when you see them being built into a project, you'll get it, because it's like, well, do I need stickers? Yeah, you do. It's really cool. It's really cool. Shop Blue, $8.99. Right, Shop White next. And these are very pretty as well. So you've got your little cotton buds. Look how lovely they are. And then you've got your daisies and your gerberas and your little collections together. Look how fabulous these are. Your whites. These would be a beautiful wedding card, or even on your invitations. Imagine one of these. Imagine those wax seals that you bought on Saturday on the back of your envelope with one of these behind it. They're just lovely. So Shop White, $8.99 is going to get you those. This is before your club discount, remember. Then you'll get your loyalty points on top of that. Right, Shop Yellow next is this one. This is very dried flower, organic. It's lovely. I think it's absolutely fabulous. You've got individual petals, you've got little bunches, you've got them really dried, you've got them in the drying process, you've got them on stems, you've got the individual heads, you've got your sentiments in there as well, all your little sprigs and your foliage. Love this, because they just look like dried flowers. They're so, so clever. Then you've got all of these with your yellows and your little seed heads in that. Love that. Look at that sunflower. Isn't that just fabulous? I think these are amazing. And if you are an art journaler or a junk journaler or a scrapbooker or a card maker or people who like to make tags, it all works, right? It will all work together. And I think it's a lovely, lovely thing. Right, shop yellow, $8.99 on that one. Foliage next. You know what I'm like about my foliage? If you don't have green with a flower, it doesn't look quite right. I know these packets look quite deceiving. There's a lot of product in these little packets, and you're getting some fantastic artwork and realistic artwork as well, which is great. So these aren't kids stickers. These are grown-up stickers. I like grown-up stickers because I love a sticker book. I used to love a sticker book. Even the football sticker books when I was a kid. World Cup, Euro, all of that. Had to have the sticker, had to get the cards. Right, so shop green now is all your foliage, and look how beautiful these are. The eucalyptus in there, you've got the dried eucalyptus in there as well. Some fabulous, fabulous pieces just to tuck in, add in. Think if you're a tattered lace fan and you've got all your tuck-ins, these are going to work beautifully with those. If you want to create wreaths, you could create wreaths with these if you wanted to. Aren't these just wonderful? I love that. I love the way that just sweeps around. I've got to think about eucalyptus. So all of that lot, shop green, $8.99 for that one. Right, next. 10% of white and 10% of blue are now allocated and in people's baskets. So you're going to have to be quick on this one. Right, next one is shop multi-stem stickers, 40 pieces in this one. So you're going to get all of these. These are my favourites, I think. These remind me of the scraps that you used to buy when you were a kid, and you used to literally take all the pips off, didn't you, and then lick the back and stick them down. This is so much more professional, but they're absolutely glorious. So you've got all of those. Look at that. How wonderful is that as a piece of art? And that for Easter. Maybe you don't want to buy a lot and invest a lot in Easter, but you want to make Easter cards rather than going and buying them. This is going to be fabulous. But I think tags on gifts, these are going to be great for as well. So you've got all of your different ones. You've got your pansies in there. You've got your bouquets in there. You've got your anemones in there. Absolutely glorious. So you're getting all of this lot. This is $12.99. But my goodness me, you're getting 40 of these stickers. And remember, you've then got your club discount and your loyalty points to go on top of that. Aren't these amazing? I love them. I think these are my favourites. I'd use the smaller ones as, depends on the actual project that you're working on, I think, would depend on whether you use the big ones or the small ones, but we'll have a play around and see what we can come up with. And then you've got those as well. So 40 pieces in that one for $12.99. It doesn't look much, does it, in the packet, but when you put them on boards like our Amanda did last night and this morning, cracking that, love that. 10% of green is gone, and multi. 10% of multi, right, that one, 10% of that's gone, I'm not surprised. This is another one of my favourites. I don't know why, but this reminds me of my grandma, and I don't know why. I think it's because she always had little embroidered pieces on her handkerchiefs, which was really cool, and it just reminds me of these. So Shop Mini is going to get you all of these. So you've got your mini flower stickers there as well, which is great. So all of those smaller elements. You've then got all of this little lot. I mean, there's a lot in this, a lot, which is super cool. Then you've got this one, which is fabulous. And then you've also got that one, which is your really delicate, pretty whites. I think these on the back of an envelope will just make it stand out. I think they're absolutely lovely. Maybe you've got a handmade by stamp at home and you just want to up the level a bit and just add something really, really cool into that. I think that's a cracking way to go. Right, next, tweezers. Shall we talk tweezers? Tweezers. Now then, we're going to get 7 sets of tweezers here. This is a cracking price, $19.99, but they've all got different heads to them. So they're regular tweezers, but look how fine those points go to. I mean, they're needle point, weeding vinyl, picking up your little gemstones, positioning your stickers, getting the back off your stickers, all that different kind of thing. You've got like the swan head ones that loop over, all for different techniques. But I love the fact that, look at that when it closes, look how it's just the points that meet at the bottom. So that's really fine, detailed tweezers, that. And I love the fact that they come with guards because it means that they're sharp, which I like. This, flat ones, picking up your pearls and your rhinestones and your gems. They're perfect for that. I feel like a dentist. Then you've got the longer ones. Again, they close a little bit further. So you've got plenty to be getting on. Listen, this is a one-off purchase, right? You'd be like buying 7 sets of tweezers for $19.99. While they're on a deal like this, stock up. I use tweezers all the time now. I can't imagine crafting without them. And I resisted them for a long, long time. But they're actually really good now. Right, Lewis, what have we got?
Clear paper.
All right. Printed on glossy photo setting, dries in seconds. Oh, there we go. That's cool. Look at that. Right, so we have, do we need a code for it, Lewis, please?
Yeah, clear.
Shop clear.
Shop clear, £12.99. It's on
Oh, okay, thank you. Right, these are your clear sheets. We held back on these because I couldn't get it to dry yesterday, but if you print it on a glossy photo setting, print on glossy photo setting, dries in seconds. So on your printer, put it on your glossy photo paper. Look how fabulous that looks. Isn't that amazing? And these will all become those stickers. I know, right? Think about all those flowers that Stephanie bought you with that yesterday's Shabby Chic. All of the Micro Studio digital files that you've got. How fabulous are these, aren't they? They're amazing. So, how many sheets do we get, Lewis? 6? And how much is it, please?
£12.99.
Right, so you get 6 sheets that you can print yourself just through an inkjet printer, but put your settings on a glossy photo setting, $12.99. So now you can make your own stickers. That's cool, isn't it? I love that. Right, so we're going to pop that there like that. We've done the flowers, right, and we've done the tweezers, Melanie, words today. Now then, I want to talk to you about this little lot, because all of this, and let me tell you, I've bought a lot of metal findings in my time. They're very, very expensive. These are all of this. So 2 little bags of screws that you can use in your shaker cards. You can also gesso over these and just go over them with your gilding waxes and just pick out the detail.
20% already.
20% of this is already gone. So this is fabulous because you're getting all of those little screws. You're then also going to get these elements that work in conjunction with each other. And the best thing for me to show you is probably this. Because even though these didn't need a fixing on, I put them on because I just thought it makes it look more like a piece of furniture than just a piece of board that you've stuck some paper to. I love doing stuff like this. They're $19.99 and you get a ton of them, like loads of them. But this one on here, so this one just unlatches and opens up like that into your little wardrobe. Like so. Super, super, super easy to do. They're really cute, aren't they? And you can paint them. So if I find some matching ones somewhere, like, no, there's another piece that goes with that. There we are. So that then goes over there. And then that goes through there, and that's one of your fastenings like that. This one will work with this one. Will it work with that one? That one's going to go through there. Does that one work with that one? Nope, that's not the right one. This one, maybe. Yep, that'll be the one. And then you're just going to fold them over. Now you can use them as like this, you know, with 2 pieces together, or you can use them individually. It's entirely up to you how you choose to do that. You'll get more out of it, obviously, if you don't, if you just stick them on the front. But there's so many different ones. And then, and this is the bit for me, hinges. Even if you don't use it as a working hinge, having things like this in your stash, especially if you love your mixed media and things like that, this is going to be absolutely great. So you've got 90%, right, you need to be quick. It literally is now fast as fingers first. Last person to put it in the basket. Don't forget to check your baskets out, please. I know I keep getting a bit bossy about it, but I am, honestly, it bothers me when I hear customers ringing up and we have to say no. We don't like saying no to you. So please, please check out your baskets. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, they just all work together and they all have a coordinating side to them as well, which is great. So all of that and the screws, shop metal, $19.99. Right, multi. Let's go back down here and do these flowers again because they're flying now. So shop multi, a quarter of the stock of this one is now allocated and in people's baskets. Shop multi, $12.99 is going to get you 40 pieces. Look how amazing these are. Aren't they just beautiful? I love them. I think they're absolutely fabulous. So all of these, quarter of the stock here is now allocated and in people's baskets. There you go. So all of that one. What was the other one? Mini. This one. Shop Mini, $8.99. So you've got all of these different tiny flowers, and you do need bigger and smaller, okay? You need that scale, that perspective. But how pretty are these? I mean, we've got some little teeny tiny 4x4-inch pearlescent cards on here. These would be just glorious on there. Just building up your own little pictures. They're fab, aren't they? I think they're really cute. And I think if you do art journal or junk journal, or you just like ephemera and bits and bobs. I love bits and bobs. I love all that stuff that we make amazing things from. We're being asked what glue for the metal fixings. I used solvent-based glue. So I used the All Stick from Pinflair, but I think it's been discontinued. So something like super glue will be the best thing.
Just sold out.
Gone?
Yep.
Metal's gone. Right, that's gone. Right, let me talk to you a bit more about these sheets because we kind of glossed over this a little bit. So you're going to get 6 of these sheets. This is your stickers. So when you print onto this and cut it out, you will get things like this. So you can make your own now. So all that artwork that you've been collecting, and I know because I've been collecting it too, is now going to be able to print onto this. You could print your favourite, I don't know, maybe you've got, I could put Alice's face on a bag for her if she wanted me, if she wanted me to. But just whatever you want to print on this now, you can print it and then cut it out and you will get that effect. Now, a tip that I would give you when you're cutting it out is, let me grab some scissors, especially when you're doing something like this. I'm going to wreck this piece now. It's shot clear and it is $12.99 for 6 sheets. And it's a specialist product because there's not many places where you can buy stuff like this. So get it while we've got it because it's really cool. So when you're cutting out, I would leave yourself probably a couple of mil border. So when you're doing that, I'm pulling almost to the right with my scissors. And then when I get to the bottom, I'm going to turn my work round, turn my scissors round, and then I can get the antenna in because I like it with the antenna in. So we're just going to go around and we're giving ourselves a place where that we can then stick that down. And also, it just makes it look a little bit more professional, I think. Although I've cut it too short on that side, but never mind. Because you're not going to see it anyway, but it's just easier to get in there and do a little bit of cutting like that. So we're just going to go in like that, up the other side, round the little thorax there, and then back round here as well. So just, you can see I'm keeping my scissors, I'm literally opening and shutting the blades of my scissors, but I'm moving the work. And then to take that off, the easiest way to do it is to just crack the back of it, like that, and then you've got your own little sticker. Look how beautiful that is. I'll tell you what, these will be nice on the windows, because birds keep flying into the windows and they can't see it, can they, because it's glass. These on the would be absolutely lovely. Isn't that pretty? I love that. I think that's really sweet. So that's going to go on to there. Right, let's have a look at some card blanks and envelopes now. And then we will... A couple of starred comments. Right, let's have a look. See what you're up to this morning. Can the sheets be used on the scan and cut? And cut? Yes, absolutely. I would do it like you do in vinyl. So half cut it. Absolutely. You can do that. The tiny ones look good on wax seals too. Yeah, we said that. Absolutely, Mrs. H999. Yeah, they do look really good on there. Thank you, everybody, for joining me this morning. Weather's a bit brighter now, isn't it? Don't forget, if you're going outside, you can take us with you. I know. How cool is that? Because you can watch us on your phone and your tablet, all of those amazing places. And the easiest way to do that is on YouTube. So go onto YouTube, type in Highlight Crafts, like and subscribe, hit that bell. So every time we do something else on YouTube, you'll be notified. That's really important. And then you can watch us wherever you go. Right, let's have a quick look at these cards and envelopes, and then we'll do a demo as well. So 4x4 pearlescent white card. This is lovely. It has that gold shimmer to it. It's really pretty cardstock. I love this. 4x4 cards are just a just because card, aren't they? Just because I'm thinking of you, just because you're my friend, just because I thought we need to meet up for a coffee, whatever it is. I love a 4x4 because it's not expensive to post. You're not going to put loads of stuff on it, but it's just brightens somebody's day. So if you want that one, Shop Pearl, $6.99. Now the cardstock in that is 300 GSM. And the envelopes are 100, so it's a really good quality card. Now, at $6.99, we'll get you 50 of those. with the envelopes. That's crazy bonkers deal, that. Right, craft 6x6 next. So on this one, you're getting 280 GSM on your cards, 100 GSM on your envelopes. You've got 25 of these. Shop Craft with a K, $7.99. You've then got your cream, and I love this. So you've got your cream cards in there and your envelopes. So you're getting 50 of them, 6x6, 280 GSM, 100 GSM on your envelopes again, $7.99. These are going to be great for stuff like your stickers. These are going to be absolutely fabulous. And then last but by no means least, we've got Shop Card, which is your C6 craft envelopes. And I think the craft will work brilliantly with these. I think you'll get away with all the creams and the whites, but I think for some of these, the craft will be absolutely fabulous. Right, shall we go and have a look at demo? Let's see what we can do with this lot then, shall we? I don't think I've brought any glue again, have I? I haven't brought my glue again. Can you put a message in the group, please, for somebody to just bring me some glue and some foam tape? Right, so what I've got here, and we're just going to do the whole thing from scratch. I've cut some bits and bobs out, but we're just going to have a play around in here. So first of all, I've taken one of the papers from the download, and I'll show you that download in a bit more detail when we've put this together. And all I'm going to do is just open up my scissors and just scratch the edges, all right, because we want it to look shabby and vintage. So I'm literally just going to do this and just scratch the edge of that paper. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I am literally just letting it go. If it tears, it tears. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to let it just scuff up those edges, okay? We're just going to scuff that up like so. Good girl. Thank you. So just scuffing that edge with your scissors just makes it look a little bit more vintage. And you can even just, no, that's a bit scary, isn't it? Just literally put a few creases in there, here and there, because I want it to look vintage. That's the theme and the mood that we're working with. That's what we need to do. Thank you, darling. Lovely. Marvellous. Thank you ever so much. Right, I've got an ink pad. So I'm using, I'm going to say, walnut stain. And then I'm just going to go around the edge of this and just pick up that detail that I've just put in. The other thing that this does is it means that you get, it breaks down all the different layers. So when you're building compositions like this, and I thought this product was great for teaching you how to put compositions together. When you're putting a colour on top of a colour on top of a colour, or a pattern on top of pattern on top of pattern, you will lose the edges. What we need to do is highlight, add definition to those edges. Now we can mat and layer, which is what a lot of us do. But as I've been banging on about for the last few weeks, card prices are going through the roof. So now we're going to have to find different ways. We're always going to need card because we're card makers or scrapbookers or paper crafters, whatever you call yourself, makers. We're always going to need card, but we're going to have to start using it a little bit more frugally because it is crazy. The prices that are going, everything's going through the roof at the moment, isn't it? So what we're going to do is just start to think a little bit more cleverly about when we use our paper and how we use it. And instead of using a piece of brown card to mat this onto, I've just saved myself that by getting a little ink pad and a little brush and just blending that colour through. Okay, so we've got that now. All right, so that now instantly frames that. And what that does is it stops the eye wandering off the edge. And you might think, well, I don't do that. Yeah, you do. You just don't know you do. It's one of those. And then just to make this a little bit dark around the edges, I'm just going to go in with the actual ink pad itself. Now, don't ever do that. Work on an angle like that because paper's sharp. I know that sounds ridiculous, but you know how much it hurts when you get a paper cut. We don't want that on your ink pad. You don't want to hurt that ink pad. So I'm using it almost flat and very lightly, just going around the edges like that, okay? Then I'm going to bring in this piece. Now this was the piece that was at the top here, like that. You can see where that line follows through there. And I'm going to position this just over the top, I think. So what I would do is do all my layout first. I'd sort out my composition, lay it out. Don't commit to the stick yet, just lay it out, and then you can start to build it up where you want it to go. This is why it's good to have a camera with a phone on, or a phone with a camera on. Wow, words today. A phone with a camera, because you can take pictures. Now what this is going to do is draw the eye right into this part here, Okay, so if that's what you want, if that's where your focal piece is going to go, if that's where your photograph's going to go. I met a lady at one of the shows, I think it was the end of last year actually, and she said to me, the best tip you ever gave me was to map your photographs onto the colour that the story is about. So for example, if you've got a little girl with a yellow flower in her hair and the story is about the little girl, mat her on a skin tone that matches her skin tone, because then you'll see her face. If it's about the yellow flower that's in the little girl's hair, mat it on yellow, because then you will see the yellow flower. So whatever the story is about, that's what you're going to mat and layer onto. And it was really interesting because I used to teach a lot of scrapbook classes, like a lot. And it was interesting how the journey changed over the year. It was all about the photographs and the pretty papers and all that kind of stuff. And actually it became about the story, because that's what scrapbooking is all about. It's about telling that story. So if I bring this in now, I'm going to create a line that goes right the way across there without any mats and layers at the moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to inset that slightly, so I've got a little bit of a curve, I think. But let's see what else we've got, because we've got all of this lovely ephemera here. So we've got our little backgrounds. All this is in that download, and then this piece I've taken with the clip, and we're just going to pop that onto the top of there like so. Okay, so we've got a little bit of depth. But again, I'm just going to take my ink pad and I'm just going to go around the edges. And I don't mind adding it, making it a little bit darker on this one, because I think that will just help it offset from the rest. Okay, so we'll have that, and then we'll have this, and just print off a load of stuff. I just made myself a decoupage sheet, or a sheet of ephemera. Not even decoupage, I just made a sheet of ephemera, so you could have it like that, so they're both overlaying. I got a couple of these little Polaroids because I wanted to show that even if you've only got little photos, you can still scrapbook. It doesn't matter. Don't have to be big photos. You can just scrapbook without any photographs if you want to. You can just tell the story, but you must tell the story, especially after living through something like the pandemic. Look how nicely that just sits on the top of there like that. But I'm going to bring in this as well, because we're going to have another piece down here. So I don't like that black bit now. It's too dark. So what we're going to do is soften that off. So if I took a little bit of that behind there and have this coming in a different direction like that, we'll just have that popping out the bottom. That's better. That works better because I've now got black in my corners and it's working with this very dark green that's round here. Right, let's start adding on. Ooh, I don't know where to start with this lot. There's too much in there. I love it. Let's start with some of these, and then we'll get some smaller ones out as well. So these now are already stickers. These could have been the ones that you've printed yourself on your sticker sheets. Look at the difference that makes to that. It's amazing, isn't it? But I actually want a colour pink that's closer to that. So it's a little bit too orangey for me, whereas that one reflects that there. So I'm building it around this whole page. So let's stick this one on here. So first of all, I'm going to stick it onto there like that, and what I'm not going to do is just stick it in the middle. I'm going to look at the stems, and I'm going to bring the stems off the edge, because we can always wrap it round. That makes it look more realistic. It's not floating anymore. Right, so to get the backing off this, we're just going to, now this takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you've got it, so just so that you know, the bit on the back there is the back. I know that sounds ridiculous. Right, let's see if we can get this now then. Stephanie said yesterday she stabbed hers. Let me get a pair of tweezers. This is why we've got tweezers on the shows, you see, so that we can see how to get this off. So we're just going to peel this forward. Go on, get in there, you're really sharp. Oh, these are good. I like these tweezers. Look at that. Boom. Right, so just press it into it. Look at that. How delicate is that? Isn't that just beautiful? I love it. I think it's absolutely stunning. Right, I'm going to pop this over here now. I mean, I love flowers anyway. If I ever go home for more than a day or two, I always buy myself flowers on the way home. Now then, do I want to keep that? I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to trim away the stems, because that looks a bit odd with it just coming over the edge, and turn your work over so that you can see from the back, because then you can see exactly where you're cutting. Okay, so we're going to do that bit, and then we're also going to do that bit, and that is then going to go on top of there like that. And I might have a little one up here. Let's see what we've got. We've got a little bit of one up there. See, that's quite nice coming in there as well. Oh, heck. This is when I have to make my decisions. This is the difficult bit, isn't it? Deciding what you want. Because there's so many goodies in each pack. But it is, look, they're just beautiful. I don't think I've seen stickers like this for a long time. I've seen the sentiments, but I haven't seen just really pretty stickers. That's it. Get your tweezers in there. Right, this one, I'm going to tuck underneath there. Or do I want it that way around? I think I might want it that way around. So in that case, I'm going to trim away those stems completely. Okay, so I'm going to trim that away completely and pop that one onto there like that. Right, I'm happy with that. So now I can pop that there. I can pop that up there. Right, so let's get some foam tape on this for now, some glue, wet glue. Right, let's go. So I'm going to pop that on there. And that's going to go on here like this. Make sure the writing's the right way up, Melanie, otherwise that'll look a bit odd. I might do it wonky. Look at me going wonky. Wow, that doesn't happen very often. If it fits. Right, so I'm going to pop that onto there like that. So that'll hold that down there. That'll hold that in place there. Look at what a difference that makes. Isn't it pretty? I think they're really, really super. Right, I want another little postcard down here. And then these are a little bit too heavy for me at the moment, but actually they look okay in there. So let me get my ink pad again. And let's just scuff around the edges here like this. All the way around, like that. Let's give it a little crinkle. Looks like it's been read a few times. And that one can go, I'm going to do the opposite direction. So because I've gone wonky slightly there, I'm going to reflect that angle coming back down here as well. It's really interesting once you start to learn about colour and layout and design and line and all that kind of thing. And it's working with the theme and the mood of the product that you're using. So if I'd used something really modern with this paper, it wouldn't have looked right. Right, my pictures would go in there, I think, but I want some smaller little flowers. You need to type win for the wheel, please. We're just sorry, that's my fault. Forgot to tell you at the beginning. Right, what else do I want? I want some of these. These are really pretty. Let's have open this packet. It's like Christmas, isn't it? Love it. Right, we'll finish this off and then we'll go and do some stuff on Minecraft Studio as well, because I think you need to see a bit more of that download. So let's find, I just want a little one like that would be nice down there, but I want something with a bit more yellow in to tie up with this. Or do I use another one of those? Oh, I've got some little yellow ones down here. These are quite pretty. So let's pop that onto, oh yeah, I like these. That's going to go on there like that. Look how easily these come off, because they're on a sheet. Right, I'm going to pop that one underneath there like that, so it's coming up from behind. I'm going to pop another one. Where do I want this one? There, maybe. Yeah, that's pretty. So look how it takes away the darkness now from that black, that intense black of the Polaroid. And I'm just going to pop a little butterfly one on there like that. Right, so next we're going to add some butterflies actually, because I cut 3 of them out because I thought this would be really quite pretty. And I just stuck with neutral tones. So let's just curve their wings a bit. So I'm holding it firmly between my finger and my thumb. I've got my scissors and I'm literally just swiping. Ooh, where did you go? Float away. You float away. That one. And then it was really nice when I was at home last week because it was warm. I sat outside for a bit reading my book and got a big blanket throw around me and sat outside with Bo and got some nice fresh air. And all the butterflies and the birds were all starting to come out again. Right, so let's pop these butterflies on here. So I'm creating what we call a design triangle. So I'm going to have one at the top, I'm going to have one over this side and one down at the bottom here. So you can see how you can really, really quickly start to build things up. But having the ephemera as a download is brilliant, and there's no postage and it's instant. And then when your stickers arrive, you can literally just pop your stickers in place. Now if I just grab a piece of this posh card out of here and just pop this on top so that you can see what it would look like on a card. If I now take that and pop that onto there like that, look how pretty that is. And I would do some journaling here, so I might write who it was, where we were, when it was, why we were there, all of that, who, what, when, where and why. But how lovely is that? Pretty, isn't it? I like that. Right, do we need to recap, Lewis, or what do we need to do?
Yes, been asked to recap the MCS,
What's on the show? Right, and then we'll go and do a demo.
Some other comments.
Okay. Keeping up. Right, sorry, missed the content of the MCS. Could you re-show? Yes, Jonathan, I'll do that now. What setting did you say to print on the pet sheets? Glossy, this one. Print on glossy photo setting. So it's not, you're printing obviously on this, but in an inkjet printer, you want your glossy photo setting. See, I don't know anything about printers. I just press the button and hope for the best. And the stickers would be good to go on water bottles. Yes, they would. Water bottles, laptops, phone cases, all of those different things. How pretty would that be? In fact, Lewis, outside on the shelves over there, there's 2 glass bottles that we had on the Scan and Cut show this morning. You just grab me one, love, please. Other side, left-hand side. Right, so let me show you this. Well, Lewis is getting that. These are beautiful papers. Again, honestly, they're absolutely stunning. Those 3 at the top are my favourites. And then I love those. I think they're really pretty. I love that because it's got a little bit of almost like fine liner work around the edge, which makes it a little bit more contemporary, even though it looks vintage. So you're getting all of those and these papers too. Then you're also going to get all of these sheets that you can print off. So if you wanted to print these onto your pet sheets, you can do, and then cut these out. That would be a good shout. Then you've got all your individual elements on here as well, which is super lovely. So all your florals in here as well. You've got your magnolia in there. You've got all your ephemera starts now. So your postcards, your labels, your cameras, your scissors, your airmail, all of those different things. Old-fashioned telephones. It's all about going back in time and creating your story for future generations of your family, or making cards for people just because you can, or because it's their birthday, or because it's their anniversary. Look at all these amazing pieces that we've got in here. Just shabby, tatty. I have a box at home of letters that my mum and dad sent to each other, and they look like this because the acid has eaten into them. It's just, yeah, it's fabulous. I love it. I think it's really cool. It's shop download, and it's $19.99. I mean, gosh, 20 quid, and you can play with it this afternoon. Isn't that cool? Right, we've got a water bottle. Let's go and see what these look like on a water bottle, and then we'll go into Micro Studio. I'll just get my laptop going. There we are. Right, so let's have a look at these. So I would start at the top. Would I start at the top down? Top down. Let's have a look, see what we can get on here. I like these anemones. If you see this arriving on my desk, you'll know why. Because I do like this one. Right, so the trick with these tweezers, in there, like that, push into the plastic, and then lift it off. So, daft telly nails, honestly. There you go. How easy is that? So you're going to literally push the tweezer in. And those tweezers are, I have to say, sensational. They are really good. A lot of tweezers, they haven't got that really nice sharp finish to the edge. These have. Right, I just think I want to just do anemones. Anemones? I always want to go do 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 do. It's one of those, isn't it? Once you've got it in your head, you can't get it out. Right, I'm just going to work with these because I think these are really pretty. Right, so again, we're just going to push into that plastic with that really fine nib. And I like to hold mine like this. So push it in, lift it up. Okay, that just releases it from that backing, she says. Go on, okay. Can't see them very well either. I do need to get my eyes tested. I'm sure I need to get my eyes tested. Right, so in fact, you know what? I'm going to put them around the bottom because I think they'll look really pretty like that. And you can overlap them because when you look at anemones, they have got quite translucent petals to them. I love an anemone. The middles of them just fascinate me. It's like the middle of a sunflower and the middle of a poppy. It's a bit like that. Right, let's get that up there. And then let's pop this one on here like that. So yes, you're right. They do look really pretty. Look how lovely that is. Isn't that just pretty? I think that's fabulous. Right, let's have a quick look at Micro Studio, shall we? Because the time's ticking on. 10 minutes. Where's that hour gone? That's crazy. Right. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. You can go there. Right. So this was the sheet that I made for mine. So I literally just made the ephemera. Right. I need to just recap these flowers. Sorry. I need to come back and do this because they're flying out. Right. Shop Multi, which is this one. 60%. 60% of these are now allocated and in people's baskets. They're lovely. I think they're, and I love the realism of them. They're not like doodle designs, are they? They're realistic florals. I think they're absolutely fabulous. I mean, literally, you could take one of the 4x4 cards, do a little mat and layer, one of those at the front with a sentiment, job done. If you make and sell for charity, seriously, those at $12.99 Shop Multi, and those at $6.99, absolutely fabulous. You can make 40 cards with that one pack. So even if you make and sell yourself and you say £1.99 each because they're a little card, you're still making a nice bit of profit on that. Right, 70% now of that is allocated. 25% of the green. This is an important one. This one, you've got all your foliage in here. So these are super. Look at that little lot. All of that, $8.99. Isn't that crazy? I love that. Maybe you've got like planters, you know, maybe you bought planters from us or glass jars or something that you want the kitchen. Maybe you want to grow herbs on the kitchen windowsill. This is going to be a great one for that as well because that green will just pop. 25% of that's gone. 25% of the white has gone. This is very subtle, very, very feminine, very pretty. Look how lovely they are, aren't they? Even on decorative candles, as long as you don't burn them. Things like that, I think they're going to be great. So, Shop White, $8.99. And then Mini, which is this one, which is the other one that I used, $8.99. Aren't these just glorious? I love them. I think they're really cute. And I love when you get everything that you can coordinate together. And because you've got Micro Studio, you can make the colours match the stickers, can't you? But I do want to just talk to you again about these sheets because these mean you can print your own. I know, 6 of them. You need to set your printer to your glossy photo setting, otherwise it won't dry. I kept going backwards and forwards last night and I'm like, no, it's not drying, which is why we didn't open the show with them because I was like, I need to try and work this out. Anyway, Diane's obviously done it. She knows more about printing than I'll ever know. So all of this little lot, you're getting 6 sheets. Look how beautiful that looks on there. Where's the one that I
dropped on the floor, is it?
Yeah, it does. Of course it does. I don't even know why I bother looking anywhere other than the floor because it's always on the floor, whether it's here or at home. Look how delicately beautiful that is. Isn't that lovely? Even as window stickers. These are just look amazing. I think they're really, really beautiful. They're so delicate. They almost look like vellum because they've got that translucent background. And then when you place them down, let's place it down on the back of here, that outline will just blend into the background and you've just got your sticker. Cool, isn't it? I do love a sticker. Right, so 6 of those sheets. Shop Digital, did you say?
Shop Clear.
Sorry, Shop Clear at $12.99, which is great. Right, let's go and have a quick look at this Micro Studio download because there's some cracking stuff on here. So what I'll do is I'll bring on all the indexes. So let me make... TV's going to turn off. We can't have that, can we? That just sum up the day, really, wasn't it? Right, USB. Let's go into here. So we need, I don't know. Oh, the studio, probably. Why would it be in the studio with the telly? Oh, it's there, Lewis, right underneath the air conditioner, looking at you. Yeah, it looks like a man. That's how they do it, isn't it? Do you get that at home? They go, no, it's not here, love. And you go in and go, yeah, it is. Do, don't you? I'm like, if you look like a boy or if you look like a girl. And Matthew's like, what are you talking about? Well, did you do that? Or did you do that? The best one I've ever had was my friend's granddaughter. She was only about 3, I think. And they went to KFC on the way back from going out for the day. And there was a queue of like 30 people, but my friend was like, oh, well, you know what, we're here now, we'll just wait. So halfway through this massive queue, this little girl says, I need a wee. She's like, no, I can't leave the queue. I can't leave the queue because it'll take forever. So she sends her to the toilet. She comes back 10 seconds later and she went, Nana, she said, yes, darling. She said, am I one of those or am I one of those? Oh, it just proper made me smile. I was like, that's just brilliant. Am I one of those or one of those? Well, right, let's have a look at some of these ephemera. No, I don't want that one, do I? I want this one. This one, ephemera. There we go. So we've got all your different ephemera on here. I'll bring on these indexes and then you can see them. Yeah, it just proper made me smile. Am I one of these or one of these? It's a long time ago, that. So you've got all of these with your different your typewriters on and your ink, and it's all about those letter writing and going back in time to, oh, I used to love writing a letter or receiving a handwritten letter. There's something really special about it, isn't there? This would be lovely. Absolutely lovely. Even if it's to your children or your grandchildren, because trust me, and believe me when I say this because I've experienced it, when you've lost loved ones and then you find their handwriting, it's a very special thing. So even if you don't like your handwriting, it's really important that you use it, even if it's only once. Because my dad had beautiful handwriting, but unbeknown to me, when he was at university, they were like, no, if you put your papers in like that, they won't mark them because your handwriting's shocking. So he went away and taught himself how to write in, oh, Melanie, like a script, if you like. It's really pretty. And he always used a fountain pen. And I saw my dad's original handwriting for the first time. And honestly, it's just one of those things. Look how beautiful all these flowers are on here. I want to show you the flower sheets as well, because that means that you can, you're not having to position them. All right, so if I just bring some of these on and show you these as well. Look how fabulous these are. Now, also, because you're going to leave that couple of mil around the outside edge for your actual coloured edge, you can cut some of these and you don't need to worry too much about getting right into the detail. So for example, this one up here, you would literally just cut around the outside edge. Don't try and go in all these landlocked areas because you're not going to see them. So they're super easy to cut out. You don't need a scan and cut for this. You can literally cut them out with a pair of scissors because you're just going around the edge. It doesn't have to be accurate at all. If you want to scan them in, absolutely, you can do that if you want to. It wouldn't find something like this, for example, at the bottom. You'd need to go around that with a piece of, with a fine pen, or you design your own sheets, because I tried turning this black, but it doesn't, it turns the whole thing black because it's one piece. So if you brought all these on, can you see it doesn't turn it black like it normally does? If you brought these on, you could replicate these with the artwork that you've got, and then turn it black and then scan that in, and then that would cut it out. So there's always a way around it. You just have to work backwards a little bit. But I just think it's a fabulous opportunity to get either the pre-done ones, the ones that you're going to print yourself, or a little bit of both. And then when you've got those nice sunny days and you sat outside and you've been doing some gardening and you've got us on your phone while you're watching us, and all's good in the world, and then you'll hear David make me cry laughing and you'll wonder what on earth's going on. But yeah, it's a great opportunity just to get things like this that you can then print your own sheets. That's the thing, okay? So with the Sospeso Trasparente, you have to print onto rice paper. It won't just go directly onto the sheet. With this, you can print on the sheet, and you print it so the glossy side is facing up, because that's what it prints onto. Right, let's draw the winners then, please, for spin the wheel. Got Sheena Bennett. Hi Mel, loving all these products. I've just started art journaling journey and using pet stickers. Already fallen in love with them, and definitely going to use my MCS downloads to create my own. Brilliant. Jane Gray says, Mel, that page is simply stunning. Thank you. Think you might need to introduce some scrapbooking shows. I would love nothing more. Whether I get to or not is another thing. Oh, well, I need to buy time, first of all. Right, who's our winner, Lewis, please?
Pamela Cotty.
Pamela Cotty. Let's see what you're going to win today, Pamela. Number 9, spin again. Always when we're on the last minute, innit? Number 5, spin again. Number 1, 100 points. Yes, at last, third time lucky. Right, I'll see you back in an hour with Scan and Cut. And David's up next. Outside, I believe. He's gone outside. Who knew we could do that too? We're amazing, aren't we? Right, I'll see you in an hour. Stay tuned. A lot of fun coming up next.